What's up, Michigan? The State Champs High School Sports Show is on the air. My name is Lorne Plant. She is Elizabeth Coon. And do you know, the first time this show hit the airwaves was back on August 31st, 2002. We are going to be celebrating 20 years this fall. Elizabeth, how old were you on August 31st, 2002?
I was 8 months old.
So this proves the staying power of State Champs. We have been around her entire earthly existence.
State Champs should never go away. High school sports is like no other time in your life. Nothing unites a community more. It's my sincere pleasure to celebrate all sports every week.
State Champs High School Sports Show is presented by Lawrence Technological University. World-class undergraduate programs, over 24 NAIA varsity sports. You can recruit yourself. Visit LTUathletics.com and click on the Recruit Yourself tab. Now, over the past 2 decades, State Champs has evolved to much more than just a single high school sports show. In fact, this show's purpose now is to highlight all the shows, podcasts, and segments you can enjoy on State Champs Michigan's various platforms. For example, State Champs was covering the sport of lacrosse long before it was an officially sanctioned MHSAA sport. Lacrosse is so big now, it deserved its own show. What started out as just an audio podcast a year ago, State Champs Face Off, is now a highlight show. Sean Belizean and Orchard Lake St. Mary's coach Greg Durham give you that inside information on players, rankings, big matchups, and more. This week, they lined up Lacrosse Hall of Fame coach from Clarkston, Brian Kaminskas. Face Off premieres every Wednesday afternoon, and you can check it out on our website, statechampsnetwork.com, or on the State Champs Michigan Facebook and YouTube channel. This week, we had one of our highlights crack the Sports Center Top 10. For that clip and more, check this out. Let's begin in the mid-Michigan area. Flint powers at home to take on Saginaw Heritage. Heritage gunning for a 3rd straight victory, even the game at 5. Chargers had the winning formula in the end. Charlie Fritz and Max Philpotts both netted hat tricks. Flint Powers snatches a 9-7 victory. How about an East versus West matchup from Friday night as the defending D2 state champs East Grand Rapids took on Orchard Lake St. Mary's. Pioneers, winners of 8 of their last 9, led 7-0 as we headed into halftime. Aaron Sauter for EGR poured in 3 himself. Eaglets fall by a 12-2 final. Now to one of the top games in the state over the weekend is Heartland at home to battle Detroit Country Day. It was a state title game atmosphere, both teams exchanging goals in a flurry. Heartland started the second half on fire, led by the Michigan commit Bo Lockwood, the defending Mr. Lacrosse, with the beauty of a behind-the-back goal that ended up number 5 on the Sports Center Top 10. Country Day trailed 17-11 in the final stanza, fought all the way back to get the game down to a single goal, but the Eagles hung on, 17-16 the final score. And finally to the girls, the defending D2 champs East Grand Rapids on the road to meet Forest Hills Northern Eastern. Pioneers netting a pair of goals from Lizzie Lundeen and Lucy Kavanaugh, led 8-5 at the break. Forest Hills NE is one of the top teams in Division I, outscored EGR 6-1 in the second half. Elena Davis had a game-high 8 tallies. Forest Hills Northern Eastern beats East Grand Rapids 11-9. That win clinches a share of the OK Rainbow Tier 1 Conference, first conference crown in program history. Congratulations, ladies.
State Champs has a great partnership with the Detroit Medical Center's physical therapy and sports medicine team. Our Game Changer segments are designed with the high school athlete in mind. We also like to keep you guessing. True or false? Should I change my workout routine every 3 to 4 weeks? Let's find out the answer.
Hi, I'm Laura Ramos with DMC Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine with today's Game Changers Pop Quiz. True or false? Changing your workout every 3 or 4 weeks can improve your training results and prevent injury. The answer is true. Exercise variation is a very important factor when designing an exercise program. And changing exercises every 3 to 4 weeks can increase performance and decrease injury. It's important to apply these variations correctly to maximize your results. Here's some tips. First of all, choose 2 or 3 different exercises for each movement. Change these exercises every 3 to 4 weeks. And your dosage. What do we mean by dosage? You can start with something called straight sets. This is your typical performing 10 repetitions of the same weight for 3 sets, resting for 90 seconds between. Next, you can progress your dosage from standard sets to pyramid sets. This is done by decreasing the weight and increasing the number of reps. For example, start out with 50 pounds and do 10 reps. Then go to 60 pounds and you're doing 8 reps. 70 pounds, 7 reps, and then you go back down the pyramid, doing your next set at, again, 8 reps for 60 pounds and finishing with 10 reps at 50 pounds. So add in this dosage of standard sets and pyramid sets to provide variety.
Do you have a sports injury, or are you just looking to take your game to the next level? Then go where the pros go. DMC Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine. For immediate care, call 313-910-9328 or visit dmc.org/gamechangers. Another aspect of State Champs that wasn't around a year ago, let alone 20 years ago, is State Champs Women. Now, throughout our history, we've always made a concerted effort to cover a ton of Michigan high school girls sports, but now it's got its very own thing.
That's right. State Champs Women, or State Champs W for short, is 100% dedicated to female high school sports. Check out all the highlights, segments, and more by following the State Champs W Facebook page, Twitter page, or the State Champs W Instagram account. To watch all the great shows, including the State Champs W Scout Show, which is all about recruiting, visit statechampsw.com or check out the State Champs TV YouTube page. Swingway is all about softball, hosted by Sydney Carriel, although I got to guest host this week. Swingway drops every Thursday. It's got highlights, news, and it's where you get the latest news on the Total Softball Player of the Year contest. Let's check out some of this week's highlights right now. Let's begin in the mid-Michigan area as the 2019 Division III state champs Millington went on the road to take on Frankenmuth, who came in ranked 6th in Division II. Ashley Zeal was on the hill for Millington. The Northwood commit threw 8 strikeouts and allowed 2 hits in her 7 innings of work. Frankenmuth countered with junior Brooklyn Compow, who committed to Central Michigan. She had 12 strikeouts. The game featured only 2 runs and it came from Millington. Zeal doing her cause on the plate as she hit a solo homer. Her teammate Leah Coleman got in as well with another home run to center as Millington goes on to beat Frankenmuth 2-0 the final. We go to the west side of the state as Ravenna traveled to take on Muskegon Oak Ridge. We go to the top of the 4th. Maddie Kilborn up on the plate for Ravenna as she smacks a double that would score a pair. That put the Bulldogs up 5-0. But Muskegon Oak Ridge would mount a comeback in the 5th as Jasmine Pastor takes this offering deep and over the wall for a 2-run homer. Oak Ridge down 5-2. Same inning with the bases juiced and junior Andrea Romero with a no-doubter grand slam to left center to put the Eagles up 6-5. We're still in the 5th. Oak Ridge adding up to their lead. Madison Clark with a 3-run shot to right. That fan couldn't catch that ball. Muskegon Oak Ridge would go on to beat Ravenna 11-6 the final.
The MHSAA's governing board, known as the Representative Council, meets 3 times a year. The May meeting is one where often the sport changes are considered and acted upon. At our meeting last week in Gaylord, 33 different proposals were in front of the council, and many of them were passed into policy for next year. Among the changes approved by the council for next year are a restructured classification procedure for ice hockey and new National Federation wrestling weight classes. In hockey, we'll now list all the cooperative teams and standalone teams separately by enrollment and divide those 2 lists into groups of thirds. The largest section of both co-ops and standalone teams will comprise Division I. The middle sections of each Division II and the smallest co-ops and standalones will make up Division III. This will spread both cooperative programs and standalone teams more evenly throughout all 3 hockey divisions. In wrestling, the National Federation weight classes will be used starting next year. This will be a change of up to 5 pounds in some of the 14 weight classes for boys, and the change will also affect one of the girls' weight classes as well. Previously at the March meeting, the council approved adding 2 games to the regular season basketball schedule, taking the number of allowed contests during the regular season from 20 to 22. Full details on these two changes and everything else approved by the council can be found by going to our website, mhsaa.com. The Representative Council has 19 members, consisting of school superintendents, principals, and athletic directors. While they've met for the last time in this school year, we're already making plans and looking forward to our next full board meeting, which will come in December.
Time now to take a look inside Lawrence Technological University. One of the great advantages in getting your degree at Lawrence Tech are the several tools to help prepare you for a rewarding career once you graduate. The Office of Career Services offers a wide range of resources to help you navigate your job journey. Whether you need assistance with choosing a major, writing a resume, conducting a job search, alumni contacts, the Career Service Office is there to help you in every way. When considering a university, do the research. Will you get the individualized attention you deserve before you graduate? Do yourself a favor. Check out Lawrence Tech. It's easy. Go to ltu.edu today. Thanks to terrific sponsors like the MHSAA, Lawrence Tech, and the Michigan High School Baseball Coaches Association, Extra Innings is a weekly show covering high school baseball. Every Friday, you get highlights, coaches' interviews, and the slate of upcoming games featuring ranked teams we're looking forward to covering. We'll even be live streaming the two baseball all-star games this year from Comerica Park. Find out more at the Coaches Association website, mhsbca.org. Watch Extra Innings on StateChampsNetwork.com or our State Champs TV YouTube page and on State Champs Michigan's Facebook page. Here's some of this week's action. We begin on the West Coast. Saturday afternoon matchup, Division II's 4th-ranked Grand Rapids West Catholic taking on Division III's 10th-ranked Grand Rapids North Point Christian. West Catholic with momentum early as the bat of the senior Ryer Reinhardt with a mammoth blast. The solo shot, Falcons out to a 1-0 lead. Jump to the third. West Catholic trailing now 3-2. Trent Rycord answering the call for the Falcons. This RBI single scoring a pair to regain the lead. That's when the West Catholic hit parade took full effect, outscoring North Point Christian 8-1 the rest of the way. Falcons win this one 12-4. Staying on the left coast for an Ottawa-Kent conference matchup, Rockford ranked 6th in Division I on the road at Grand Haven. Scoreless game top 3. Andrew Landis stepping up. That's a 2-bagger. Burkholder crosses the dish. Rockford up a 4 spot. Rams weren't done. Quint Bentley gets in on the party, smacks a double scoring Jordan Neck and Johnny Blanton. When it was all said and done, a 9-run third inning for Rockford. They took care of business the rest of the way. They went on to a 13-5 victory over Grand Haven. Moving now to the KLAA, Howell up to 4th in the latest D1 rankings at home against the Canton Chiefs. We start in the third. Canton leading 1-0. Frank Lalo, the single to right. Joe Nadjuk comes around. Chiefs up 2-0. Later, Canton adding to their lead. Nadjuk at the plate sends it deep to left. Cam Kraft to the dish. Chiefs up 4. Howell struck back. Aiden Brennan singles. 2 runs will come home. Highlanders now only down a pair, but this day belonged to the Chiefs. Lalo delivering the goods again, driving in Marcus Vince. Canton with a road dub over Howell, 7-2 the final. Finally, to the Michigan Independent Athletic Conference, Plymouth Christian trying to play their way back into the state rankings, welcoming in Rochester Hills Lutheran Northwest, currently ranked 4th in D4. Opening inning. Runner on second for the home Eagles. Brady White with the RBI double. Plymouth Christian out to a 1-zip advantage. Moved out of the 5th. Eagles trailing until Noah Etnier, the base knock. They added another run and took a 3-2 lead. PCA would add some insurance in the bottom of the 6th. Joey Levine gets it done. Plymouth Christian taking care of business over ranked Lutheran Northwest with a 7-2 victory.
Well, hello.
And welcome to an update in our Michigan High School Boys Golfer of the Year contest. This award made possible because of Tour Edge Golf. See for yourself why over 150 PGA Tour players have chosen to play Tour Edge, pound for pound leader in golf club innovation and performance. Find out more at touredge.com. I am Lorne, and the man to my right on your screen is Michigan Golf Live's executive producer and host, Bill Hobson. How's it going, Bill?
It's going great. Welcome to a brief glimpse of summer. So we've got shorts on and not 4 layers of clothing. So I don't know how long it'll last, but it's kind of nice to feel for a while.
I think we're getting a good stretch here, and I'm putting it out there because we need it for these golfers out there for the next month so they can get all the rounds in they need to. So as we get to regionals and beyond, we know who are, playing their best and have had opportunity to work it all out. So we are going to be making some changes in our top 10 as anyone should expect. This is a race where we're going to have people come on. So there'll be 2 to be exact. But first, we would like to have Bill comment on Grosse Ile senior Anthony Nasso. Now, it could be pronounced Naso. So either way, we want to put that out there. But we did have a chance to see Anthony compete on Monday at the Flint Golf Club. There were a couple other players, Robert Burns to be exact, from Flint Powers, and a few others that are in our competition had a chance to be there. It was nice sunny skies, but it was windy. It was a windy day on Monday. The app information said that Anthony finished 10th out of 118 players competing. But what did you notice about Anthony's game?
Well, I did notice that it was windy, and
Yes.
golfers can handle that in a million different ways, and some are easier to adapt to it, playing the ball down low or perhaps adjusting to how it's impacting the ball flight, trajectory, that kind of thing. I was watching Anthony closely in the highlights that you sent because he wears his emotions on his sleeve. It was interesting to see him after various shots. You could see him kind of grimacing a little bit or being excited about them. But Monday wasn't exactly his best day ever. But this is a young man who finished second at the state finals last year in D3 with a 2-day total of 145. So he's a talented golfer. That we know. And we also have to remember that with the starts and stops and the weather interruptions that we've had for the golf season to this point, not very many golfers are into the regular rhythm, their full rhythm. So here's Anthony at Flint Golf Club fighting his way through, finished 10th or 12th with an 81 on Monday. And he would probably say, "Oh, guys, why is that the highlight day you had to come and get for me? Because, I never shoot over 80. Whatever the case, the young man has a good swing. He's got a really good short game. And on a day where the wind is, 20 to 25 miles an hour, an 81 is nothing to be ashamed of. And he's rightfully in this discussion of our top 10.
Right. He started out the gate on fire this season, won the Huron League Jamboree, had several top 5 performances, but when it comes to being considered one of the top 10 golfers in the state, he has fallen off a bit. This happens. So he's one of the guys who is going to be falling onto our watch list for now. I do want to make a note that his father sent an email and wanted to make a point that his son, and I appreciate this, I really do. His son is a 4-year letter winner in 3 sports. So he plays hockey, golf, and tennis. And he said, I know there are a lot of kids committed to one sport, but there are some that compete in multiple that need recognition. And he's going to play golf at Ohio Northern University, which he chose there for the academics that they offer.
Lorne, it's funny you mentioned hockey. I didn't know that was the case. And as I was watching the highlights of his swing, I thought 2 things. One, his lower body, he's got a power plant that's reminiscent of somebody who competes in different sports. And I was kind of thinking about hockey when I saw his swing, because it has a short, abbreviated route to it that contains a lot of power. So it's kind of funny how you can kind of spot some of the similarities between the preparation for both sports. And he is, I'm gonna guess that he's a long hitter because he's got a power plant that he knows how to put into effect. Perhaps that comes from having the multi-sport experience of hockey.
So he's going to have an opportunity to get right back in this race. There's still a lot of golf to go. So he'll step out now, along with one of our recent kind of entries, Saginaw Heritage golfer Daniel Gladke. He's going to have to play his way back into the top 10. So both are just going to fall to our watch list now. But, fellas, I want to reiterate, don't get discouraged. Buckle down, get after it. As you say, Bill, golf is a funny game, but this is a friendly competition designed to just recognize those who are just happen to be playing the best in the state right now.
And really what you want to be doing is you want to be peaking as you get to the end of the season. You want to be playing your very best heading into conference tournaments and then hopefully into the state finals. So again, we're still getting rhythm. We're still getting used to getting out there and competing, and you're still doing it without those perfect scoring conditions. And I like to remind younger golfers, Lorne, whenever I get a chance to talk to them, and I did just a couple days ago at an event, you don't have room for panic in golf, because especially over a tournament that has a couple of rounds to it or a season that has several events to it, you're not going to be at your very best every single day. That's why on the PGA Tour, there are missed cuts amongst players that you thought would never miss a cut, because the last time you watched them, they were so incredibly good. So prepare your mind for the vagaries of the game, for the disappointments that sometimes come with it. And then when you do it right, when you have one of those performances that just everything clicked, you never even felt the ball hit the club face, remember that moment, maybe how you prepared for it, how you handled it, so that hopefully you can recreate it.
Absolutely. Great advice. And so here are the two guys going in. Wall Lake Northern Jr., Ryan O'Rourke. He's the third ranked golfer right now in the state, 16 rounds of golf. He's finished first in 7 events. Wall Lake Northern is really just a top 50 team. So Ryan is the standout in that program. Also going into the top 10 is going to be Chelsea senior Reed Murray. He's currently 6th in the state. His last 4 events, 2 first-place finishes, 1 second-place finish, and 1 fourth-place finish. He's on fire right now as a team. Chelsea ranked 6th in the state. So those two guys will go in. We'll get the pages updated so that you fans out there can start voting on those two gentlemen. Now, as far as voting in the contest, Brother Ice Jr. Lorenzo Panini has got a lot of fans, and he has nearly 16,000 votes in our competition. He's the leading vote getter, and no matter how he's playing really right now, which is still very, very good, he can never be removed from the competition as per the rules of our race. At the end of the regular season, the winner of the online vote will automatically be in the Final Four. He'll have a 20% advantage to win the whole thing. You can vote for our top 10 candidates right now by clicking on the Golfer of the Year banner on the homepage at statechampsnetwork.com. I know you've made it available on your email newsletter and things for quick links for people to vote if they want to do that. But the bottom line is this list will evolve, and just because a guy may be out right now, Bill, it does not mean he cannot play his way back in.
Absolutely, and the nomination process continues. So
yes,
as more and more people become aware of this whole competition, I would anticipate you to have some more names coming into you from athletic directors and coaches and perhaps even parents who say, hey, you're missing one here. And that's fine. That's exactly what this process is set up to do, is to recognize golfers who are competing, maybe not getting the attention for the quality of their play.
Absolutely. You could do that by emailing me very simply. The address is idea@statechampsnetwork.com. Next week, I'm going to lay down the timeline for when we're going to freeze our top 10 and choose our Final Four, and when you will know who will be this year's champion. So that's it for now. For Bill Hobson, I'm Lorne Plant. That's it for the week's update in our State Champs Michigan High School Boys Golfer of the Year race presented by Tour Edge.
State Champs covers more than lacrosse, softball, and baseball. Here's what's happening in some of the other spring sports.
I'm Greg Molson with the highlights of an OAA Red Division matchup between Bloomfield Hills and Lake Orion.
Dragons on 3! 1, 2, 3, Dragons!
The visiting Blackhawks strike first. Esther Rosette with the touch pass to Ava Badallo. She makes a move and fires it in, giving Bloomfield Hills the lead. going the other way. Erica Fisher has a chance to even it up for the Dragons, but keeper Jenica Opdahl forces the shot just wide. It remains a 1-goal game into the second half. That's when the Hawks turn it up. Alice Spiegel with the free kick off the post, but Esther Rosette is right there for the second chance to make it 2-0. Up next, it's Drew Martin with the free kick from just outside the box. She makes the perfect shot to add to the lead. And finally, it's Badallo with the assist to Avery Hall, who makes it a 4-0 final. Bluefield Hills with the impressive win to improve to 7-2-2.
Blackhawks on 3, 1, 2, 3, Blackhawks! Woo!
I'm Ryan Slocum at the Flint Golf Club, where 24 teams were on hand to take part in the Charger Invitational hosted by Powers Catholic High School. And it was the top Charger setting the tone early. This is Robert Burns on the par 5 first hole. This chip would set up a birdie putt, putting Mr. Burns 1 under par through 1. Playing alongside Burns was Chelsea's Reed Murray. The senior took advantage of the par 5s with birdies on 3 of the 4 holes. He had 4 birds on the day overall. This long putt on the second comes up just short. Murray would tap in for par, and he would finish runner-up after a round of 2 over 74. This field was loaded with candidates for the state champs golfer of the year, including Grosse Ile's Anthony Nasso. Check out the senior shot from the bunker on the first. It goes off the flagstick. Unfortunately, no birdies on the round for Nasso. He finished in a tie for 12th, shooting 81. Another one of our Player of the Year candidates is Daniel Gladke from Saginaw Heritage. This is the senior with a terrific chip on the par 3 13th. He would knock that in for par. Gladke also finished in a tie for 12th after carding an 81. Lake Orion freshman Connor Fox took home medalist honors, shooting a 1 over par 73. But he wasn't alone. Burns also shot 73, highlighted by this chip on 2 that just lips out. Burns also won at Warwick Hills last week after firing a 4 under 68. And his teammates did their job in this tournament as well. The Chargers picked up the win on their home course with a team total of 318, 10 strokes ahead of Chelsea. Davison finished 3rd.
You know, we love our other sports. And if you're interested in rowing or want to learn more about it, check out the feature I did on Downriver's Hebda Cup. You can watch it at statechampsnetwork.com. Now, a few years ago, we launched the State Champs Sports Podcast Network, and they're really taking off. We have companion podcasts for both face-off and extra innings. The softball podcast is a very interesting recruiting-based podcast called Diamond Gems. Sydney Carriel is joined weekly by Total Softball's Donnie Dreher and college-bound jocks Brian Chittister. Liz sat in this week, and the crew had a conversation with the 2016 Softball Player of the Year and Farmington Hills Mercy's Abby Krizwicki. So check that out. All of our podcasts can be found on our preferred platform called Spreaker. Just go to Spreaker.com and search State Champs Network. However, if Spotify, Apple, Google, or any other podcast platform is your jam, our podcasts are available there too.
And don't forget about the RoboZone podcast, all the latest in what's happening in the world of robotics. Simply Google RoboZone podcast to find it. And for all our robotics video content, State Champs RoboZone can be found on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We also have its own YouTube channel. Just search RoboZone Show.
So one last time, all of the State Champs Michigan content is under State Champs Mich, M-I-C-H, on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. You can also search for State Champs W or State Champs RoboZone. And we have new content up on our State Champs Esports social channel, so look for that too.
We have 2 websites, statechampsnetwork.com, and for all of our female sports coverage, statechampsw.com. Our mobile app is available for both iPhone and Android. You can also download it for free on Fire TV or Roku. I'm Elizabeth Coon.
And I'm Lorne Plant. Thanks for watching State Champs High School Sports Show. We'll be back next week. State Champs is presented by Lawrence Technological University. LTU offers over 24 varsity sports for men and women, along with several dozen world-class undergraduate programs. Athletic and academic scholarships are available in all sports. Visit l2athletics.com and recruit yourself.
State Champs is also brought to you by the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. The Michigan Army National Guard, a proud partner of the MHSAA.
The Detroit Medical Center Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine Pros. Do you have a sports injury, or are you just looking to take your game to the next level? Go where the pros go. Visit dmc.org/gamechangers. The Detroit Athletic Club Foundation's Male and Female Athlete of the Year Awards. Who will be this year's Athletes of the Year? Find out live Monday, June 6th, only on the State Champs Michigan Network.
U.S. Navy recruiting. Call 313-315-2560 and talk to a local officer to find out how the Navy can take you anywhere, from the sea to the stars. Tour Edge Golf, the Boys Golf Player of the Year presented by Tour Edge. See for yourself why over 150 PGA Tour players have chosen to play Tour Edge, the pound-for-pound leader in golf club innovation and performance at touredge.com.
And Oakland School's technical campuses, designed for any student who wants to graduate high school with industry certifications, on-the-job experiences, business connections, and college credits. Check them out at ostconline.com.